This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Drip and Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. Drip, we are going to begin this podcast, man. How are you doing this week?
I am doing really good, as usual, you know.
Yeah.
Living life.
Living it to the fullest. Living La Vida Loca, as a one famous person said one time.
That would be Ricky Martin.
Yeah, that one.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
He did say that.
He did. He said it a lot.
Yeah, man, you know, nothing really new. Pretty much same old stuff. What about you? How are you?
Oh man, I'm living life over here, dude. I've been streaming a lot this week because
you have
because I have a new console. It is the Wii U. Have you ever heard of it? The Wii U from Nintendo. I heard of it. I made a video about it. I've already made 2 videos about it. That second video has yet to be released, but it will be soon, as of the recording this podcast. Yeah, I'm playing lots of games. Twilight Princess is currently what I'm streaming on the Twitchies.
Yeah,
I'm.
Let me ask you about that.
Yeah,
real quick. Now, I think I missed one yesterday, possibly. Did I miss
it? What was yesterday? Wednesday? Nope, did not stream Wednesday.
Okay, so maybe I didn't. I thought I did. When was it? Tuesday?
I streamed on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, so I missed Tuesday. Okay. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I missed Tuesday.
We got into meat and potatoes on Tuesday.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering. How are you feeling about it now? I know you weren't.
Oh, it's good.
Over the moon with it, but
I'm never gonna be over the moon with the game. I'm not gonna fall in love. I mean, I'm in love. I'm never going to marry Twilight Princess. Like I know it's your favorite game, Parallax, Ahari, and I'm not saying that you guys are wrong to have that opinion. You know, it's your opinion. My opinion is it's not the best Zelda game, but it's not a bad Zelda game. It's not even the worst Zelda game by any means.
Right, and it's totally fine to be wrong sometimes. So cool.
Jesus,
fine to be wrong sometimes.
I got called out by Mindstormer, who's been hanging out in our chats recently. I was playing Wind Waker today, actually, and I was in his YouTube chat and for his YouTube live stream, and I told him how much I'm loving Wind Waker and how that one's gonna end up being my more favorite to Twilight Princess. I was playing a little bit extra on not streaming wise, just playing on my own.
Yeah,
and he had said, "Oh, I'm not surprised. You know, you're into the simple games, Geeb." Like basically calling me out for being simple. I'm like,
you're basic.
I'm like, ouch, dude. Like that's what you
basic
think
Geeb.
Of me? Yeah, I guess so.
Basic Geeb.
I guess so. I don't care. But there are. I will say this though, playing Wind Waker again, still going to be a more favorite game for me. However, you guys should know by now, I love a really good story, especially in Zelda games. Twilight Princess's story so far, just so good. It's just so much better. I prefer the gameplay. Really good, I prefer the gameplay, the way Link controls, all that stuff of Wind Waker over Twilight Princess. But as far as story, no, it's not hands down. It's probably it's probably good. I haven't finished it yet, mind you, but it's gonna be the best story of Zelda games. That's for sure in my book.
It is. It's by far.
Yeah, I liked Skyward Swords a lot.
Skyward Sword has a good story too. It's very good, and it's the beginning of everything. So
exactly,
it's a big deal. But
yeah,
Twilight Princess is where it's at, man.
And again, sorry, not again. Real quick, I want to bring up as well before I ask you how your week was, your 2 weeks, I guess, because we were off last week again.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a whole other week.
Yeah, I know. There was a whole other week we missed last week. So I was digging around in my bins back there. There's in my storage areas, cubbies over there, and I just have some Switch stuff that I don't really touch that often. Actually, I have the other one here too. Not this, JD. Look at this. You ever see that before?
What is that?
Where is it?
One of these?
Where? I don't know where I put it. I've lost it. The stupid mechanical button. Oh
yeah.
I found that in the bin. It's in the bin, if you know what I mean. Sorry, Kenny. My brother bought it for me, but I'm sorry, dude. It's just not.
It's
good.
not the greatest. It's only good for certain things, and it's not really even that great for those things.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. This guy right here, I know you're familiar with this guy.
I am familiar with that. Yes.
So, let me tell you.
Familiar with that.
So, for the audio listeners, this actually, do you know the name of this? So, maybe I'll.
I call it the Stubby. I don't know what it's called.
So, I will put a link in the podcast description, if assuming they still even sell this thing, so audio listeners can take a look at what this is. But it's a blue, small, basically made for children controller. But let me tell you something. This controller.
I have a video. If you go look up the video,
I'll do that. Perfect. I will link your video.
Yeah. What's it called? What did I call the video? Something like best. I don't know. Cheap controllers for the Switch or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. So this controller here, the blue Stubby, we'll call it.
Yes.
It is a 1999 controller. The cheapest Switch controller I think that's worth buying, for no question. I would argue to say that this is a better feeling controller than a lot of third-party stuff. And yes, I'm even going to say better than like PowerA's offerings, because
it honestly is a nice controller.
And I'm talking purely about
price. It's ridiculous.
Yes, I'm talking purely about button feel. I love the D-pad on this thing. I love the face buttons. I love the sticks. Even the triggers are decent for the fact that they're not analog. They're switch one press triggers. But even with all that, the thing where I'm going to limit with this thing, it feels better than the Hori split pad. If you could split this guy in half and throw it on his Joy-Cons.
Shots fired, Tyson. Shots fired.
It's not even. It's truly. I'm not saying it for a controversy. It's how I feel. It's how I feel.
1,000% agree with you. I 1,000% agree with you. That controller is very nice for $20. It's insane.
But not that. That's
even,
not even
tell me
for
that controller costs $40-$50, and I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's small, man. You could throw this in a backpack. It's small. It's probably the size of the Nano.
I have another one of those.
You should put it up against the Nano. You should put this in a video, Small Controller Wars, and just bring this back up again.
I have it somewhere. I get to find it. I think it's still in the box. I think I had two of them. I sent one out.
I'm gonna throw it to you. Catch it. Ready?
I got here. Oh! Wait, it's something else.
Oh, what's that controller? Ooh! It just transformed.
Yeah, crazy. Actually, this is a different controller, clearly. But I just got this in today. I'm going to be checking this out. This controller right here is actually pretty interesting. I'm not honestly very familiar with it, but I have been asked in almost every single controller video that I've ever done to review this controller. And I'm always like, I look it up and I'm like, yeah, it looks fine.
What's the name of it?
I'm not buying it. It is the PXN 9607X.
Oh,
this may be a newer version of the one.
Oh yeah, I know that controller for sure. Totally, I've all heard of it.
This may be a newer version of the one that I keep being told to review, but it's an odd shape. It's like really flat. I don't know. It's strange. It's not bad. It like everything feels good. The buttons are nice. They're like big raised. I don't know. The buttons are really cool on it. I can't explain them. They're printed underneath like a bunch of clear plastic. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's
they're deep in there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's hard to explain.
No, yeah, I get
all
it.
the stuff on the front feels fine. D-pad, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe these are where I'm like, ew.
The shoulder buttons.
The triggers are really bad. It's not even like they're just feels like there's a cheap spring under there, and that's it. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not good with those. Other than that, it feels okay. I haven't used it, but it does read Amiibo.
Interesting.
Right?
What's the other controller that came out recently that reads Amiibos? Third party.
This one right here that I'm using. Where is it?
Was it JD to put a video out on it? Who put a video out on it?
I did. It was this.
Yes, it was the Gully kit.
Yeah, it's the one I use.
Yes,
I love
and
it.
then
it's my favorite controller right now.
I watched your video for sure when it came out. Your video came out way before Wolf Den's, and then I watched Wolf Den's.
Oh
recently.
Yeah, he put one out. Yeah, he put one out on it too. I haven't watched it, but he did put one out, and I saw the
wonderful
thumbnail.
video as always from Wolf Den. Bad.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was. I should watch it.
There's not too many Amiibo controllers out there. Third party.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was weird when they told me that this one had it. I was like, it's pretty interesting. But they also sent. I can't show you. This is attached to my desk. But they sent. This was the deal. They were like, "Hey, will you do a video on this controller?" And I was like, "Well, I will do a video. I will check your controller out, but you have something I want. And if I can get that, that would be very nice. We can do a little trade. I'll do a video for you. We'll talk about this controller, see what it's all about. But I want the racing wheel you guys have. And they were like, sure, man.
Sure.
All that showed up. But it's the racing wheel. I'm probably going to do a video on this too. It's kind of pricey, but like for what you get in the package, it's got the little shifter. It's got, the pedals. It's a pretty nice wheel. It doesn't have force feedback, which is something I really like in wheels. Does not have that, but it's got like dual rumble motors in it. So it does have some effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
did you say the name of it yet?
Feedback. It's the PXN 9 something. V9? 9V?
9V.
I don't know.
Okay.
Something like that. It's pretty cool.
Cool, man. Anything else? Well, actually, before we move on, anything else going on that we should know about, sir, in your life?
You did a Switch.
That is pretty neat. I did
forgot about that.
I need to add. You need to add her
on
ASAP.
For weeks, man. Yeah.
Hey, wait, hold on. I think this command still works.
Yeah, she's not playing multiplayer games at this point. She's addicted to Animal Crossing. That's all she plays.
I mean,
I think she's actually playing it right now.
I think anybody who's ever played Animal Crossing for the first time goes through that.
I tried to explain that to her. I was like, listen, this is a game. Like you're not going to be able to put it down. You will be addicted to it. She's like, yeah, I don't.
No, it's a straight up drug.
It is. I'm telling you, it's like you can't stop. Eventually, you can, but man,
yeah,
it took me a while, and I'm still, I'm kind of glad she's playing it now because it gives me an excuse to play it again.
It's one of the few Switch games. I think it actually might be the only Switch game I bought twice. I bought it once digitally, and technically Abby bought it, but then I bought a physical cartridge of it later on. Just because we did for functional reasons, we needed 2 copies, but also just because I was like, this is a game where I'm going to need this cartridge to collect. Like, I need it.
Well, yeah, and if you guys wanted to play together at the same time,
yeah, there was some weird.
You gotta have 2 copies.
Hopefully, I think they might have fixed that at this point. This was like 2 years ago at this point.
No, it's still an issue.
Still an issue?
I got a video coming out on that next week.
Okay. Stay tuned to the Drip YouTube as well as mine. Again, I'll be updating you guys on the Wii U saga. Okay, so Beer of the Week this week, guys. As always, we're going to go to the Twitter here in just a second and get to your Beer Week submissions. But new additions this recently, we're going to start doing as well on the Drip Media Gaming Discord. We're going to be opening up the beer chat room. So you guys, those of you who do not have Twitter, can upload your Beer of the Weeks there. And we're going to do that right now. Let's click on the last one I could see that we haven't talked about, I think, which was Coca Baby on March 29th. Melvin.
We already did that.
Did we do this one already? Wasn't sure. Yep. Well, you get two shout outs there. Oh, Adam. Here, Adam, a picture of himself drinking a bunch of Coronas, of course.
I don't think that's him. Is that him?
No,
that's not him.
No, it's totally Adam. He's wearing the guy. What's his name? Can't remember his name.
No, he said, I need that shirt. Or he said I needed that thing.
I just wanted to bring that up there.
And someone else said, what about the shirt?
Yeah. He wants me to get that shirt and wear it on the podcast. That's not going to happen. Sorry, buddy.
I think you should. I think it's a fantastic idea.
We'll get to this in just a second. Actually, I assume you took that picture, Drip, because it looks amazing.
I did take that picture, yes.
Xbox, you cheater. Chug spent all afternoon moving rocks. Time for a treat. Two Hearted Ale, American IPA.
Oh, I've seen that. Never had it, but I've seen it.
I don't know.
Comstock, the trout
Michigan.
On the front of it, just like, I don't need that beer. It has a fish on it. There's a big trout. It's not even like a fun trout.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not appealed by the cover to drink, but I will try it. I'll try most beers, to be honest. I will try.
Well, yeah, most. I mean, I'm not afraid to try it. I'm just saying when I go through the aisles, I'm just like, nah. I'll pass on the fish beer.
And here's the rock tooth moving. In case you were curious,
I was curious. That's a lot of rocks.
It's beautiful job, dude. I think there's one more. Yeah, here we go from Chug. We'll get to this one in a second. I was on Twitter. Chug, the Hops Plant Ale from Bell's.
I like the picture too.
The picture is pretty cool. It's got what even is that? It's a hop with. It's just a picture of a hop with like a sketch of a hop. And then he's got his Powerade Nano, his Switch with his Zelda Joy-Cons playing. I don't know what game that is. Do you know what game that is?
I can't tell. I'm seeing it really small on the screen.
I saw it on Discord earlier, and I zoomed in, and I still couldn't see what it was, but it looks like a delicious beer, and very nice picture. Chug, thank you so much for your submission. That's on the Drip Discord. Let's move over. Dude, that's all wrong. Let's move over professionally to Twitter.
Alrighty.
All right.
Smooth.
Listener Beer of the Week comes from Kimberly McCartney, Paul McCartney's daughter, if you didn't know. At Drip G, Beer of the Week, nacho type typical submission. Am I right? We had a fiesta last night. We took the countryside on our burros?
Yeah.
On our burros, and we found this muy bueno beauty. I'm dyslexic and don't speak Spanish. This is very difficult.
I read this when she put it up, and I was like, I can't fucking wait for Geeb to try to read this.
I did pretty good. This sophisticated canned margarita is best paired with the fine taco bake casserole. Lots of syllables, lots of letters that go.
Yeah,
and
I can back
words.
it up. That stuff right there, the watermelon margarita, I can back it up. That was absolutely fantastic.
I mean, how can it be bad? Proudly crafted by Cayman Jack.
Yeah.
Proudly crafted watermelon.
And just
margarita.
for the record, I took that picture. Just for the record.
I mean, it's no offense, Kim. I would expect Drip to take this photo. It's fantastic. So,
thanks, Geeb.
You're one of the best, man. I'm telling you.
I did it with my iPhone.
One of the goats. It don't matter. You should know, Mr. Photographer. You should know it don't matter. Don't matter the tool. It just matters the person behind the tool. Unless it's
the fucking Mad Dog 2020. What?
Parallax Puddles coming in clutch at Drip Geeb. Do you like your eyesight? If the answer is yes, then you should not drink a lot of this 12% juice. You will be as drunk as a skunk faster than you can say, there's a snake in my boat. It says to share this drink with a friend, but we don't need that kind of negativity. This is the Mad Dog 2020 Spiked Punch Tangy Orange 12% alcohol.
Dude, that's crazy. Why? Oh, man, that's just asking for trouble.
Tangy? My mouth is watering by the word tangy.
Tangy orange. Oh,
tangy
yeah, that all
orange.
goes together very nicely.
Oh, my God, I want to drink that. Parallax Puddles, thank you so much for your submission.
I really wonder how that tastes. It can't be that good.
It's got to be great, man. It's tangy orange. How can it be bad? You can't name your beer tangy orange and it be bad. Come on. That was better when Geeb reads it. I'm good with. I read that well. I will say I did read that well. By the way, our controller bit a second ago. I'm still not over that. That was fantastic. That we just pulled that off without ever saying we're gonna do that.
Yeah, that was good.
Fantastic. If you're not watching,
we probably should have said that because the people who think we planned it were like, God.
No, we didn't plan that.
Cheesy assholes.
Yeah, right. That was perfect. We just came naturally.
Not planned. Yeah, not planned.
You know what else is not perfect? These rumors that Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out.
Dude.
What?
Hold on.
What?
You forgot your beer of the week.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about our own beer of the weeks. Well, bring it back. Drip, you got something?
I do. I have something. Do you have something?
I do. Mine's less interesting, so I'll go first. I'm assuming at least.
Yeah, I mean, mine's not that interesting. It's new. It's very new. I've never had it.
Me too. This is very new. This was another back in the fridge for old Geeb. I have not had beer in a while. We have not bought beer, I mean. And I don't. And this is not an alcoholic beverage at all, but it is a beer. It's in the back of the fridge, and it is indeed a root beer this week for me.
Ooh.
And how do you pronounce that? Spreacher. Fine brewed root beer. Crafted
brewed.
Fire brewed. Yeah, that's the word. I said that right. Fire brewed. Yeah,
it looks very interesting.
I've been drinking it throughout the podcast here. It's okay. It's a little sweet for me. It's a little flat. That could be because it's old. It's in the fridge for a while. Probably.
Oh no, that's the
3 or 4
fire
months.
brewing. That's
could
the fire
be.
brewing.
I don't know. Overall review, not bad. I think these are
brewing.
purchased to be made with root beer floats. So I imagine with a root beer float, this would be fantastic. On its own, it's a pass. But I'll keep drinking. It's open.
Okay. Well, it sounds good. I mean, you should have just made a root beer float.
I should have, but I literally got this 5 minutes before we pressed live. So.
Oh, well.
What did you bring to the table this week?
Well, I sent my dear sweet Kimberly into the gas station with, Just no ideas really what to get, and she came out with something pretty interesting. We got Icy Light Mango.
Icy
mango
Light
beer. Yeah, so Icy Light is Pittsburgh beer. It's from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
The mango, I gotta say, as far as mango beers go, it's pretty damn good. I've never had it. I've seen it a ton. There's actually a sign. If you go past my house out a little bit, there's a billboard with this on it, and I see it, and I'm like, that looks interesting. Maybe I'll try that one day. And then I see it in the store. I'm like, maybe I'll try it next time. And I've said that pretty much every time I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she picked it up because it's pretty good.
We've all done that.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, so you've been drinking it, so it is good.
Yes. Well, this is the first one. I'm about to have a second one. But yeah,
Nice.
It's good.
Nice.
The mango is very, it's apparent. It hits you. It's very nice.
Yeah,
the whole
that's
thing
good.
Is
That's
really
good.
good.
Unlike my citrus ale that I dumped out the last can recently into the sink, that it promises citrus flavor and does not deliver. So I'm glad that they're delivering on their mango flavor.
Oh, they are delivering. It is a nice beer flavor, but I gotta say it's a lot of mango, but it's good. It's very good. It's balanced well enough.
Yes. Well, what's not good enough are these rumors. I'm gonna keep that segue alive.
Nice. Round 2 on the segue.
Round 2. Breath of the Wild 2, if you haven't heard, got delayed to well, I was gonna say March 2023, but we don't actually know when. But we're assuming it's gonna be around late March. Is kind of my prediction of when Nintendo's thinking about it, at least. Who knows if they push it back again? But there is speculation that we're gonna take this in a couple different angles here. I actually want to do drips. I'm going to do your angle first, from what you saw from this video that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But so basically, I want you to tell, since this is, I don't really know. I have not seen the video, so.
Okay, so Digital Foundry, they're on YouTube. They do lots of stuff. They also have a podcast. These guys know their shit. Okay, they know their shit. They're always talking. They're talking specs. They're talking, ray tracing. This, that. They. That's what they do.
We will link their episode into our podcast notes.
Yeah. So they're saying that, judging by the trailer of Breath of the Wild 2 and the new footage that we got, they do not believe that this game, or what we are seeing, is running on the current Switch. They believe that they're showing some things in this new trailer that kind of point to this running on maybe not exactly a Switch 2, but a dev kit for a Switch 2, something that's in the works that's not the Switch. They're saying the reason that they're bringing a lot of this up is there's certain points they said, and I'm not the guy, I'm not the technical guy. We know this, but they're saying something about like the type of clouds and like the way that the clouds move and how they seem to work, that the Switch can't really handle that. It can't really do that, especially in an open world situation, which obviously we know Breath of the Wild 2 is, which I think is very interesting. I think they're probably right, to tell you the truth. I know really? you probably don't agree with me, but I think they're probably right. I think the delay of Breath of the Wild 2 is mostly because of that reason anyway, to be 100% honest. I think there's another Switch coming out when this thing comes out. I think this is going to be the launch game for it. At this point, when somebody... here's the thing. When somebody like these guys are talking about something like this, I start to pay a little bit more attention. We've talked about, there could be another one. Could be another one, for sure. And if they're going to let it go, that's the time to let it go, right?
Right.
And if that's when it's going to come out, that's a great time. We saw what Breath of the Wild did for the original Switch.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's happening, but that's what they're saying. So, I guess at that point, we would see another Switch. But this thing would probably be running on the other Switch too. We'd probably be looking at a Wii U to Switch Breath of the Wild situation. where it's on both, runs better on the other.
Yes. So contrary to what Alex thinks, just beating me up again. I don't think this is a next gen title. I don't think this is going to be running on the new Switch. I think that is a complete stretch of the truth as far as it can't run on the Switch. The fact that I don't think that's. I think it can run on the Switch. Yeah.
Well, this version, but I think there is a version that can.
I did not watch their video or their podcast talking about it, so I'm going to only go off of what you said, and maybe what you said wasn't exactly how they meant it to be said.
Oh, definitely not.
Not that you're wrong. Just, maybe I took it differently out of your mouth than I would have out of theirs. But it sounds like to me that, those clouds can't run on the Switch. That's what this gameplay trailer was from, a new Switch. No, not even. There's not a chance in the world that Nintendo put out Switch. Well, just for the sake of confusion, the Switch 2, the Switch Pro. We'll call it the Switch Pro gameplay for their trailer in like 2020. When did this trailer come out? Like a year ago?
Oh no. This one, 2021, right?
But it's the same. There's also no way that the clouds in this trailer we just watched a second ago are different than the newest trailer. Like they're not. It's the same content. There is no way that because here's the thing, the internet, right? It's all kept in a log, so we can watch these back and forth and see the differences between the quality of the trailers. That's not a thing. They're the exact same.
But they're not saying that this new one is running on something else. They're saying the entire thing, both. Even when we saw it the first time.
Yeah, and I disagree.
This is running on something else. See,
I think they're trying to get in the news, which they succeeded.
I don't think they are. You got to know who you're talking about here. I don't think that's happening. When they say something like that, it's something you should definitely take notice of. These guys have a very good history, track record with the things that they do. They're
essentially what they're saying that
they're on their shit.
No. So essentially what they're saying is that this looks better. The new trailers look better than Breath of the Wild.
They're giving actual technical reasons in their podcast why these things that are happening on screen, like techniques that they're using, things that they're doing. None of that's been done on the Switch because it can't handle it. That's what they're saying. They're saying some of the stuff that they see being used is just these are things that have not happened on the Switch, basically.
I'm honestly I'm speechless. Like, I honestly don't know what to say. I'm not a professional. I don't know a whole lot. I don't know anything really when it comes to game development and the specifications required to run what visual aspects of certain games. I don't know.
I have no idea. But like I said,
but when
they say stuff like this, I pay attention to it.
I'm also not an uninformed. I'm not just your average consumer, and I'm also not uninformed. And I am looking at this going, I see nothing. I guess I could show it again. I see nothing anywhere in this trailer that would even remotely suggest that it is any sort of next gen. Now, the clouds, when they're talking about the clouds, I do see some more detail. However, you got to understand this game's going to be half in the clouds. So Nintendo, it had to do something with the clouds. Usually you're down on the ground level looking up at the clouds really far away. You're not looking at too much detail. They don't need to put much detail on those clouds. They're so far away. Now you're now playing in the clouds in this game. They had to do something to the clouds to make it look better. There is no doubt in my mind that if they're standing on that leg of this game cannot run, there's certain aspects based off the trailers that suggest that it can't run on the current hardware. If they're standing on that leg, I will kick it from underneath them because they're wrong. I say they're wrong.
I mean, you just got done saying yourself that you are not an expert. You are not an expert.
Are they actually experts?
I would consider them experts on the subject. Yes.
Let's talk about what does expert even mean? Because I am very well informed. And I know a little bit of stuff.
Okay, I can tell you this. These guys are way more informed than you are.
I don't doubt that remotely. But, what makes them an expert over me, just, more over an above average I won't say consumer. I'm not just a consumer at this point.
I mean, they've been dealing with this stuff and doing this for forever. I mean, this is what they do. They literally look into this. This is literally what they do. So, I mean, like I said, when I see them say some stuff like this, I definitely pay attention. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. It makes me pay attention. That's for sure.
This is not me coming after him. I've never seen the video. I am completely unaware of what they said in their videos, out of their mouths. So take everything I'm saying with a contingency of I need to watch that video / podcast to even really fully come up with an opinion here. I'm just telling you right now, unless they can just convince me straight up, which I doubt they could. And also, I'm not doubting that this game is better and is going to run better than the previous Breath of the Wild. I'm not doubting that whatsoever.
Well,
I can see.
Regardless.
We all saw the trailer and went, that looks better. We didn't go, that looks better. We didn't go, that looks next gen. Nobody said that.
Well,
I think
the reason we all said, this looks a lot better is because we all know, well, it does look better, but we know it's going to be better because we don't have to worry about the Wii U anymore. They don't have to make it run on that anymore.
Yeah.
They're not dealing with going, I mean, now the Switch possibly could be the one that's holding it back.
Yeah, and also I want to clarify. I'm not saying that I don't think this is going to be a two version, a 2 game generation. What am I trying to say? I'm not saying it can't come out on the Switch and Switch Pro at the same time. Like, honestly, if we're getting a new console, a Switch Pro, and if we're getting it soon, it's going to be when Breath of the Wild comes out.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And it's also going to run on the old Switch. There's no way they're going to isolate that and do a new 3DS.
Right. Well,
so
Nintendo's
absolutely.
done that, though. Yeah. Well, I mean, no, even the stuff that was on the new 3DS, it ran on the 3DS. Not great. I think there may be like 1 or 2 that absolutely cannot run. But a lot of the stuff that was made for the new 3DS, most of it will play on the 3DS, just not well.
Yeah, and listen, there were aspects of the original Breath of the Wild that could not run on the Switch. Let's not forget that. That game itself could not run on the Switch.
The Lost Woods? Or the forest area?
The Koriki...
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Like, the forest, your game can't... The Switch literally can't handle that forest.
Especially when it launched. It was... Oh, my God. It was so bad.
So, I think what they're seeing is most likely just the fact that they're updating the game to take advantage of what the Nintendo Switch can offer versus when they initially made Breath of the Wild, that was to take advantage of the Wii U's hardware. That was what their mindset was. So they're taking advantage of the Switch's hardware, which is better hardware than the Wii U. So
I mean, we'll see. We don't have that much longer. Well, we do have that much longer to go. We have like a year.
Yeah. So here's the other angle of this topic. Is again, we're still talking about Breath of the Wild 2 and the Switch, but there's another angle here. Thank you, Nintendo Life, for your article. So I think it's a really interesting talking point that they bring up here. If Breath of the Wild 2 launched alongside new Switch hardware, would you upgrade? That is the question we all have to ask ourselves here. Now, Drip and I are in a different boat. We both make content on the internet. We both are incredibly passionate Switch enthusiasts along top of that. So there's no way we're not getting our hands on the next console.
Obviously.
But the question is, putting that aside, Drip, if we can for a second, and to you guys out there who are the average consumer, generally, would the Breath of the Wild 2 launching alongside a new Switch, would that be enough to get you to buy another Switch where you just bought the OLED last year? Would you buy a new Switch again the year after with Breath of the Wild 2? That is the question.
Yes. For me, I mean, it's an obvious yes. I'm definitely doing that. There's no question. I mean, honestly.
Oops.
I mean, honestly, even if I didn't do this, I think for that, I mean, being, the Zelda fan that I am, taking all the content creation stuff out of the equation completely, I think I'd still do it because, I want to play. I mean, okay, here's the example. I didn't do YouTube or Twitch or anything when Breath of the Wild came out. And I specifically bought a Wii U. Because I was like, there's going to be a new Zelda on this thing very soon, and I want it. And then that game didn't come. Yeah. And it didn't come. And then it didn't come. And I still had my Wii U. Could have bought it on the Wii U. What did I do? I didn't. I bought a Switch. I traded a bunch of my stuff in and went and bought a Switch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even before this, obviously that's what I'm doing. I want to play it on the best thing. That's why I haven't played Miles Morales yet. Because I could have played it on PS4, but I didn't want to play it on PS4. I wanted to play it on PS5.
Yeah.
Now I have a PS5. I still haven't played it. But I mean, I plan to eventually, someday. I'm gonna.
Yeah. So I've kind of the last couple weeks. I got my Wii U early last week.
Yeah.
I've learned something about me and my gaming habits. I've told you before, and it's public information that I don't consider myself a gamer. Like my whole life, I've had consoles and I've played games, but not once have I considered myself a gamer. Now, I played mostly shooters and sports games growing up. That's like its own category of gamer is shooters and sports gamers. Like those aren't
casual.
Those are casual. Those are not games. Like Zelda is a game. I'm not saying that Zelda is a better game than those games either. I mean, that's completely opinionated. Someone who loves Call of Duty would say otherwise. I'm not really saying.
I'm saying that.
What I am saying
here, right now. I'm saying it.
That's your big cross to bear. What I'm gonna say is that where I was going with this? I was going with this somewhere. One way. So when I learned something about myself. I've learned recently that there had been no games or franchises of games to really pull me in. That's why I've only resorted to playing with the Sixers in NBA and shooting people in Halo. Like I would that casually, no game has drawn me in. Lots of games have brought me in and sucked me into the story, but not like a huge fan. So like, yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Like I just like casual, right? But the Wii U has really opened my eyes to something. I bought this Wii U for one reason and one reason only, which this is actually my video that's coming out tomorrow or maybe even Monday. I might have to push it a little bit. We'll see. Upcoming on my YouTube channel. I bought this Wii U to play Zelda. Yeah. I am buying every Zelda available on the Wii U because there's a lot of them.
There's a lot. Yeah,
Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Minish Cap, the 2 DS titles, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. You got the original Zelda. You got Zelda 2. You got Majora's Mask. You got Ocarina of Time. I think I just named all of them. Then I counted. That's 9. I think that's all of them. Now, a few of those you can still play on the Switch. I don't know if I'm going to rebuy the ones you can still. Oh, Hyrule Warriors 10. And did I say Breath of the Wild?
Oh yeah, you didn't.
That's 11.
Yeah,
and Breath of the Wild.
A lot of Zeldas. Wow, it's all the Zelda machine.
For sure. Oh, thanks, Minds. Quick podcast pause. Mindsummer just rated us from YouTube, I think.
Oh, nice.
As much of a rate as you can get from YouTube. Thank you so much. First time chatter, Aztec, who's this Mindsummer guy. All good. Dude, I appreciate it, man. Back to the podcast. Right. So, yeah, I'm going to try. I'm not sure if I'm going to rebuy the other Zeldas that are like that I can play on the Switch at the moment. I feel like that might be redundant. Maybe Ocarina, just because I want to see how it runs on this thing, just curiosity-wise. I'm not buying.
I mean, I hear I've never played it on there, but I hear it's pretty good.
Yeah, I might.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe that's the bad one.
The one the 2 I'm definitely getting. That should have worked. The 2 I'm definitely getting that are I can't get on the Switch, but I'm choosing to get on the Wii U is Breath of the Wild, and I'm going to get Hyrule Warriors. I'm going to get those 2
on the Wii U.
On the Wii U. Because for Hyrule Warriors, simply because it's way cheaper on the Wii U. It's used discs I can get for $15. Oh. I'm not paying $40 for a used cartridge on the Switch, but I'll pay $13, $15.
And it's not even that good.
Right, exactly.
It's such a weird story, man. Like you haven't played. It's like it's just this made up mashup weird Zelda. I don't know, man. That's why I didn't like it. Like I was like, it's not giving me anything that I want out of Zelda. But you're making me just hack and slash a bunch of enemies. And
yeah, I want to try it. Breath of the Wild, I want to see how it runs comparatively on the Wii U and just how the gameplay is in general, just out of pure curiosity. And again, it's like $30, $25 for the Wii U aftermarket disc. So I'll try it. But yeah, all the ones I can't get on the Switch, like Minish Cap, I've already got. Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, already got. You have to try them, or you have to try Wind Waker fully. Already playing Twilight Princess on my Twitch. the 2 DS games. I'm gonna buy those tomorrow. Get paid tomorrow. Hey. Gonna get those. Yeah. So like I bought this thing for Zelda, and where I'm going with this is this. I am a Zelda fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was kind of a Zelda fan in denial. I was a new Zelda fan. Like we had dated, and we're in a not very serious relationship since Breath of the Wild. Like clearly we're dating. We're still in a relationship. I was gonna go. I'm married to you, Zelda. Yet played through Skyward Sword
I love
HD.
your analogy.
Yeah, played through Skyward Sword HD. Like, oh baby, all right, we'll be exclusive. I mean, we exclusive.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'll play other games because they're games because I'm player, but like we exclusive. and then I'm playing through Twilight Princess here. Play a little Wind Waker. I'm like, yo.
I'm yours, right? I'm yours.
Why am I doing this? Here's this ring. Put it on your finger, right? That's what that is, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I just gave the ring to Zelda, man. I am a
Wow.
Zelda fan boy. Like, I am sold. Like, I will play other franchises because we have an open relationship like that. But listen, I'm a Zelda fan. Like, I can now call myself a Zelda fan. I like for sure. That is my number one franchise. Nothing. It's not just like it's not the drip effect where I met you and became friends with you, and now I'm like, oh, maybe just because your passion rubbed off on me. No. Like, it's my passion now too. Like,
it's it's the best. It's really good. I mean, that's the franchise that. Yeah, I mean, that's the one that brought me into Nintendo like I am anyway. I mean, I've talked about this several times, but there was a time in my life where I didn't play other games. If it wasn't a Zelda game, I didn't want anything to do with it. Like, I don't need to play that. Why do I need to play that?
Right.
Is Link in that?
Yeah.
Can I get a boomerang that is at one point blue and then turn it red?
Yeah.
Can I do that in this game? Then I don't want it. I don't want it. No, thank you.
Yeah. And because here's the thing, dude. Like, I got so many Switch games. Excuse me. And I play some of them, and I don't get past 3 hours on a lot of them.
Yeah, I have that problem.
I really don't know why it is. Like, I just can't play it. It's been the same way with me my whole life. That's why I resorted to my shooters and my sports games. Those are replayable, casual. I'll just play a quick soccer game on Rocket League, or let me go hit a couple home runs in MLB or score a couple touchdowns in NFL. Like, whatever. It's fun. I like sports. I'm passionate about sports.
Yeah.
But I'm not passionate about sports video games. I just casually play them. But in any other game I try, it's like, I'll try it. Nah, didn't draw me in. I'll try it. Didn't draw me in.
Hey, there's only been a few other ones besides Zelda games. Like, I've finished a lot of games. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Oh, maybe too.
There's only been a few that I've been like, oh, like Red Dead Redemption 2 was one.
Yeah.
I absolutely just fell in love with that game. What was another one?
I think for me, Arceus most recently.
Spider-Man was one. Like, on PS4, man, that game was just fantastic, man. It was just so well done.
Yeah.
Everything about it was so good. It was so much fun to play. Just even just like messing around, swinging around the city. It's just done so well. It was just, I could do it for hours. I'm not even doing anything.
Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn, or not Zero Dawn. What's the one we're playing through? Is
Zero
that the one?
Dawn, yeah.
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. We both got into recently. I have not played it very much since, but I will get back to it. And
I'm getting back to it. I've had stuff going on. And then Kirby came out, and now Lego Star Wars, which I'm kind of into. I did finish Kirby. I thought that was good. The final boss. Let's just get into that. I know we're way off topic now, but I think we're good on that topic anyway. The final boss in Kirby's like the coolest thing ever, dude. Man, it's such a good boss. It definitely is better than Breath of the Wild's final boss for sure, and it's definitely better than Mario Odyssey's final boss. Like, easy. I saw that online everywhere. I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
It's true. It's definitely true. 100% true. It's very good. There's like 5 different, like versions of how you have to. Oh, dude, it's just really good. There's a lot of fun. That game was it was mostly really easy until you got towards the end. And then like the last boss before you get to the final boss, and then obviously the final boss were really difficult.
Yeah.
And I was coming at it, and you could go back to the town and get a little tomato to carry with you to give you full health again, but I didn't do that. I went in with nothing.
Yeah.
Probably why I died so much, but whatever.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what the question is, what the answer is going to be for you guys. Like, would that, the non-Zelda passionate people, the non-content creators, the non-Switch enthusiasts, would Breath of the Wild make you buy? Would a Class A title Zelda game make you want to buy a new Switch? Yeah.
And I mean, I think there's going to be people who say, obviously, there's going to be people who say yes. There's going to be people who say no. There's going to be people who say I'd buy it anyway. Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're Zelda fans. We sit here and talk about it like, oh, it's only that game. Like, it's only that game. It's the only thing that would do it. But like,
yeah,
there's big Mario fans out there that, Odyssey 2. If they were like, oh yeah, it's on the new Switch. Like, oh, I'm buying the new Switch. I love Mario. I loved Odyssey.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to depend on what games are announced afterwards. And I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of this is going to depend on if we get it. If we get a new Switch, is it a Switch 2 that maybe they stop making new games for the old Switch, or is it just a Switch Pro where it's like, yeah, all the games run on everything, and you can run these new games on the old one? Because if it's a Switch 2, the old stuff's going to work, but the new stuff will be the new stuff going. That's going to be the difference. That's what I'm interested to see. Are we going like complete next gen, or is it just going to be, an incremental upgrade like we got with the OLED?
I'm still not even sold that we're getting another Switch next year. I'm really not.
I am.
A Switch Pro.
I think we're getting another one this year.
Another Switch? Yeah, I think we're getting a
light.
An OLED light in like late this year. I think late this year we're getting one. I just can't see it if it's going to be spring for Breath of the Wild 2. I just can't see a light in December is when it's actually going to get in your hands. And then an announcement in March for a Switch Pro.
No. Honestly, I think it'll be kind of like we saw the OLED. We got it. What they announced it in summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we got in October. So
it wasn't. It wasn't that long though. It was only like 3 or 4 months.
Okay, yeah, but I mean that's what they do.
Yeah, but
they did it with the light. Yeah. I mean,
my point is
with the original light.
My point is I just can't see an announcement coming for an OLED in June or September this year, and then another announcement for another Switch coming out in.
See, I totally
in like 3 or 4 months after that, because the announcement would have
they're two different.
The announcement would have to the Switch OLED. Sorry, the newest, the Switch Pro, we'll call it the Switch Pro for that's coming out Breath of the Wild. That the name, the console, all that would have to come out by September this year. How else will they do unless they're pushing it again, right? Because spring ends in March. So or like early April. So like they'd have to announce it like by like at least September. Latest could be like January. It's just I don't see the timing working out for all this to work. I
mean, if you got 6 months of lead up time,
we could talk ourselves into it if we really sit here and talk about it.
Okay,
I just don't see it.
What's 6 months? We got January, February, March. Let's say the end of March. So there's 3 months. October. So let's say it's all announced in October.
Mm-hmm.
But the new light's already out. The new OLED light is out.
Yeah.
It's already released. I don't see that as a problem. They're two different things.
Yes.
One is for these people, and the light is just the upgraded version of the old one.
I guess it is just an upgrade. It's not like they need to heavily market it or anything. It's like we're just replacing it. The original light, it's gone. You're not going to see it.
I think that's how it'll go. And then when that one comes out, then now think about this, because then we're getting into the point where it's like, okay, now this starts to make sense, because we've been talking about this for a while too, that the original Switch, the V1 and V2 are going to get phased out. Wouldn't that be a perfect time to phase all of them out? Bring in the new light, phase the old light and the old Switch out. Then you've got the Switch Lite OLED, you've got the Switch OLED, and then later on, you get the Switch Pro.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I still don't think the timing quite works, but it's
probably
possible.
Not.
But it's possible. I think so.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, guys, we have a really fun after show as long as Kimberly and Abigail are still up for the challenge. That was the spoiler.
She's playing Animal Crossing. I don't know.
I said challenge. We're gonna get to the after show here, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast.
Are we gonna play Would You Rather? We'll do it in the after show.
We'll do it in the after show. We'll play Would You Rather with the girls. Abby's down. I think she's showered, and she is. So, guys, thank you so much. If you want to watch the after show, it's going to be for patrons only. So if you want to support this podcast, right here, pod support. Obviously, if you're listening to the audio version, I'll have the link in the podcast description. But for all of you guys out there listening in the stream, click those links down below, and that'll allow you to get. Also, we're changing the format this week. If you haven't already noticed, on YouTube, it's going to be cut into segments. No longer one full video on YouTube.
That's right.
We're cutting into segments, so it's easy, bite-sized content. This one actually is going to be weirder because this is probably going to be like 2 30-minute cuts. Edits.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: Have you announced anything about the fact that we're not going to be putting the full video podcast up as one thing anymore?
Right now, just now.
Oh, it's happening right this second.
I just said it a second ago.
Oh,
we're no longer uploading the full video podcast to YouTube.
Good thing I pay such good attention to what's going on.
Yes, so the full video podcast will go to patrons only, but I think you guys are going to enjoy this format anyway because it's going to be more bite-sized content for the video. That's how videos are. They're more bite-sized than a full hour and 30-minute video, right? But you're still going to get the audio as it always has, full audio on the podcast platforms, but the video is going to be cut up into smaller videos, so it's easier to watch. The full podcast will still live on YouTube, just in segments, not a one full video. Have I made that clear yet? If you do want the full video,
clear.
If you do want the full video, we will give that to our patrons every week, Drip and mine. You don't have to be both, but we prefer it, obviously. But please support one or both of us over at patreon.com/Uncle Geeb and patreon.com/DripMedia. Thank you guys for watching this episode and listening at home. We will see you guys next week.
Goodbye.